Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop for this episode of Sewing with Bob, baby. Oh yeah, guys, I'm getting this figured out. A couple of tools I found out I needed for sewing was a hammer, a multi-tool, a drill, and of course the old propane torch. No, not really. Okay, guys. Whoa, some big old feet, Todd. Okay, after a big old pile of scrap on the floor, finally figured this out. I got 3 pieces sewn together, man. And it don't look too bad. There. Okay. Got this figured out. This is how I'm doing it. Okay? You gotta leave that overlapped a little bit with a little bit extra. Okay? I don't want to use pins because it puts holes in the ripstop. Okay? So I'm kind of using this tape to tape this in place, guys, because this ripstop's so slippery. It was moving, man, and I just had a heck of a time. Okay? And then I'll come in here with the old roller tool, cut off the extra. I was having a hard time there for a while, guys. I was about ready to order me one of them $300 parachutes. Send this thing back to eBay. Okay. Now, we come back over to this other side. Okay, and watch them big old feet. Okay, and we come over here to the sewing machine. Got to pull the bobbin thread out and the other thread. Then I use this tape as a guide on where to sew. Okay. Yeah, and Lip Ripper Dave, we ought to get us some hot chicks in there now, man. Okay. Then you gotta pull these 2 strings and just start sewing, baby. You know, if you want to lock the stitch, you back it up and then go forward again. But we're going to be putting hems on these. Not too fast. Then I found if you don't put a little back pressure on it, it kind of wants to wad it up a little. Now we're trucking, man. When you go too fast, so that's one of the things you want to get a little screwy on you. Nice and straight. All the way to the end. Lock the stitch down. Lift it up. Bam. Okay. Now we can come in here and pull this tape off. But without this tape on there, guys, I can't even get it to sew straight. Yeah. There's probably professional people gonna watch this and just giggle. Just laugh. Look at this idiot. Oh, it's shredding that edge. Well, the first two didn't do that. Doggone it. Okay, that's alright. Then we come in here, fold this over. Okay. Alright, now come on. Let's go over here to the ironing. My ironing board. Okay. Iron that bad boy nice and flat. I almost need some kind of low tack tape. That's a little bit too sticky. I think I might have made a mistake. Yeah, because I got both of these. The red on top. Now I got the white on top. Guys, this sewing ain't as easy as it looks. That's alright. We're going to learn how to do it. See, I'm going to come and trim this off anyway and put a cap on it. Okay. Put both our strings back. I'm going to rewind my bobbin there before long. But what I did is I made a wooden template for these right here. And I thought this chute was just going to be huge. But it's actually ain't going to be near as big as I thought. So I'm going to make a bigger template. We'll keep this one around for smaller chutes. Okay, I got both my strings out the back. Put that down there. Okay. You want to kind of pull on them back strings a little bit. Get her started. Hit the reverse. Got off a little bit. Not bad. It's still close enough. No, that's on the wrong side. Yeah, mistake. It's alright. Nothing's hurt.
I am for the demonstrations, but I'm against the violence. Whether it's on policemen or civilians, no particular, it's a pity. But I'm for the demonstrations. I'm completely for them.
Oh, he's got a string coming.
7 Israeli police officers and protesters were hurt in those clashes in Tel Aviv. An Israeli advocacy group says the military inflicted massive and unprecedented harm to Palestinians during the war with Hamas in Gaza last year. More than 2,100 Palestinians were killed during the conflict. 65 Israeli soldiers and 3 Israeli civilians died. The group, Breaking the Silence, says it interviewed more than 60 veterans of the war, and its findings cast grave doubt, they say, on the IDF's ethics. Here's what one soldier told the group.
Yeah, I should have sewed on the red. Okay, that's alright. We got a mess going on here.
Now, I'm the tank's gunner. I control all the artillery systems. I aim, and I'm the one who shoots, who sees everything that's going on. And this orange house drove me crazy the entire time we were there. So one day, I tell my platoon commander, I want to shoot.
We should have sewed on the...
And he said, go for it. And we fired.
on the red.
The Israel Defense Forces issued a statement in response, saying in part, as in the past, Breaking the Silence has refused to provide...
No. That was right. It just got doubled up. Wrong.
To be dealt with in an immediate and appropriate manner. The IDF says it's committed to investigating any credible claims. The new police officer shot over the weekend has died. Brian Moore and his partner were about to question a man suspected of carrying a weapon. The officers were in
Yeah, so I learned it wrong. Okay. He's sewing with Bob. That needs to be like that.
And the trial of the Boston bomber, has shown little emotion in the past few months, but all that changed on Monday. Alexander Field reports out from Boston.
It was subtle, but it was the most emotion we've seen from the Boston Marathon bomber,
Yeah.
seeming to tear up while one of his aunts was on the stand. She was so inconsolable when she got a look at him that she was crying and hyperventilating, unable to even testify. Instead, jurors heard from 5 other family members, all flown in from Russia. Aunts and cousins who talked about the little boy they once knew. They hadn't seen Jahar Sarnaev since his family moved to the United States when he was just 8 years old. But they talked about him as a kind and a quiet young boy who liked the movie The Lion King, who would cry when one of the characters in the movie died. They also testified that it's customary for a younger sibling to follow in the footsteps of the
Okay.
older sibling. And they talked about the last
Man, I don't know how. You know, my mother used to sew all the time, make clothes. My grandma, you know, shoot, they made their own clothes. You hear my mom's sewing machine running every night. One thing you did not want to do, ever, was mess with mom's sewing scissors. That was about the worst thing you can do in my house growing up. Okay, let's try this again. Go down. We really don't need to lock that stitch because we're going to hem it. Still not going about this speed. It's easier to control. Bam. There we go, baby. Then we come over there and iron that again. It'll look good. Okay, I'm gonna roll. I was thinking about some double face tape. You know? This don't work bad. But I'm not going to put any slits in this one. This is just my practice shoot. It's going to end up being too small. Here's my board I made here. I'm just going to keep the same angle, but make it longer. So each time we got to overlap it a little bit. I think I'll leave this tag on the bottom and help me get it off. Can't leave none of this on though, because it sticks to the sewing machine. Okay. I'm going to finish this one tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to make the real one. Okay. Let's go and take that tape off. Yeah, it was a whole lot easier. Okay. Oh, back to the ironing board.
It's not been confined to one location.
The violence first erupted 10 years ago when another Danish cartoonist images sparked protests around the world. Embassies torched, once anonymous cartoonists on Al-Qaeda's hit list, and protests outside embassies from Syria to Lebanon to Iran to Malaysia. In Kuala Lumpur, the then Malaysian Prime Minister claimed a huge chasm had opened between the West and Islam. The images reigniting a debate on whether the cartoons are free speech or religious baiting. The
Bam, baby. Okay, let's go back to the machine. Get lots of exercise. Didn't realize I'd get my cardio while I was sewing. Change. Feel my bobbin. Okay. Oh man, that's what happens when you don't hold the string. It comes right out.
The focus is on search and rescue, sending rangers to the worst affected parts of Nepal, bringing back the injured. A week on, as Nepal moves to the relief and rehabilitation phase, criticism is rife.
The Nepali government is receiving a lot of flack right now. There's accusations of stockpiling, of
When you're as blind as I am, you just gotta keep poking it. See, you get it in there. And you got these big old fat fingers. Okay. That's why you gotta hold these strings, guys. Okay.
The second problem is, of course, reaching the effective.
See, it tends to wad up a little bit. Bam, baby. It don't look too bad, huh? We're almost halfway there. Yeah. It don't look too shabby. Okay. As long as I don't end up with two red ones next to each other at the end. Be my luck, man. Man, that's too bad about that earthquake. There it. Kathmandu, Mount Everest. Here's the trick. So just overlap this tape at the right distance, and I'll put my stitch right beside it. Okay. Man, I'm gonna try one more pass. It's gonna blow if that bobbin runs out. I know it is. Okay. Okay, back to the ironing board.
We're just 2 days away from one of Britain's closest elections in decades. Right now, it appears no party will win an outright majority. A YouGov UK poll of voting intentions taken on Sunday shows a tight race between the Conservatives and Labour. The parties are in a dead heat, 33 percentage points each. Keep in mind, there's a 3 percentage point margin.
And see, I got, that gives me 2 stitches. That was really, you know, going to hold that together good. But I want a red and white parachute with slits in it is what I want to end up with. Oh, I gotta change this bobbin. But there we go, guys. I'm about halfway done with the practice shoot. Then I'm going to hem the bottom and put a round dot at the top. And everyone will get better. I almost need to do all the stitching from the red instead of, or from the white side, but I ain't figured out how to do that yet. See if I stitch them all from the red side, you can't see the red through the other side. And then of course, you know, I'm going to come trim this off real close to the stitch. Oh, I did that again. I'll take that by the ironing board, ironing table. But I'll tell you what, this ain't as easy as it looks, but we're getting her figured out, baby. I'm going to have me a shoot in the next week or so. No, I ain't got that long to work on it. I got to get this figured out and get on to something else. This ripstop is not real easy to work with. I'm learning that. It's too slippery, you know. And if I put straight pins in it, it'll put holes. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing the right. But to roll this edge, oh man, that's just got to be a ton of work to roll this stuff.
Now, thanks to Dan Abash for that report. We go to France now, where the National Front Party has suspended his founding father over controversial remarks he made about World War II. The far-right party wanted a disciplinary meeting after Jean-Marie Le Pen repeated his opinion.
I don't know, but I'm going to get it figured out. We'll be back with more from Bob's Sewing Room and Sewing with Bob. Bam.